one of the areas that I know my constituents are interested in are the national security implications of digital trade and maybe not getting the rules right as we try and address certain challenges. So I'd like to ask Mr. Faith some questions in this area. Mr. Faith, specifically, I'm interested in the challenges some of my colleagues have brought up with China. China it's one of the most digitally restrictive economies in the world, but it's also one of the largest consumer markets in the world. And in your testimony, you covered many examples that show how the Chinese Communist Party is accumulating and exploiting data and pushing policies that allow them to selfishly advance their own authoritarian interests. So, Mr. Faith, I'll just ask you an open-ended question here. What's at stake if we sit back and we let China dictate standards in digital trade? What's at stake if the United States fails to boldly solidify some international standards, especially as we look at the Asia-Pacific area?
Well, thanks, Senator. As with many things, China, taking seriously the words of the Chinese Communist Party leadership and of Xi Jinping can be instructive on this issue. What he has said is at stake in the contest over data and over which countries and political systems are best able to recognize the significance of data and exploit data. He has said it's the matter of the upper hand in future world power. He has been saying this actually for quite a while. It was 10 years ago that he compared data in our century to oil in the last century as the most important component of economic and therefore national power.
And do you agree with his assessment?
Yes. Not because it's his, but because it's there's an insight there.
No, and in fact, I think each of us would be wise not to dismiss his assessment because it happens to come from a Chinese communist leader, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Faith. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.